So, Counter-Strike 2 came out. Ever since Gabe shipped Dota 2 and Portal 2, we've been waiting ever so patiently for its release. The game mainly features a new coat of paint, including new and improved lag bombs, visual effects, and lighting, but what really caught my eye was that water though. When you shoot our beautiful water here, it creates this majestic and satisfying ripple effect that warps little bits of debris around in the water. Bubbles will also appear and float to the surface. The ripples seem to be tessellated or something of that effect, making it appear to be 3D, or maybe it is. The player will interact with the water as you move through it, allowing you to splash around. I couldn't locate any water that you can fully submerge yourself into, so that kind of sucks. Inferno and its water fountain was the source of my curiosity with Counter-Strike 2's water, where I threw all kinds of grenades and I think a Zeus into it. There seemed to be some sort of break in the pattern on the fountain, a bit of a visual error there. It's kind of game breaking, so Valve, if you could fix that, that would be great. I tried to find more water on Inferno, and I thought I remembered there being a boat over in T-Spawn with like a canal and everything, but I guess that's gone now, which is unfortunate. My little cruise around Inferno ended when I found some mud that I was hoping had some unique visual effect to it, but nah, it was just mud. It's all good. I started surveying other maps for watery goodness and went straight for Overpass, where there was hideously gorgeous water with all the debris and goop I could ever want. The garbage and cigarette butts all over the water in this map are a nice touch, fitting with the map's slummy feel. This map, as well as many other maps, had puddles all over the ground in some areas. While not being interactable, it does give off a nice reflective detail. The final landmark here on Overpass was the fountain by the Spielplatz, which, for some dastardly reason, you are unable to take a splash in. Well, maybe that's for the best, as it was littered with cigarettes and garbage. Anubis was a map I've spent almost no time on, but I expected great things, and I was rewarded with just that. The cleanest water I could find. The map still had some dirty canals, but the main waterfront was clear and colorful. I honestly don't really enjoy playing on this map, but god damn it, it has some drinkable water. Now, Italy is more of a prop hunt, trouble, and terrorist town kind of map to me, so I really didn't know if there was any water. There wasn't, other than puddles and a leaky hose at CT spawn, which was an interesting find. I did get to see all the new fruits and veggies they added to the map, so I appreciate that. Moving on to the map Ancient, which it took me a couple minutes to figure out that it's actually not Aztec. So I was concerned when I couldn't find any water. I did find the one spot with water on this map, and it looked pretty damn good. The water was dirty as hell, but with algae this time, which was just as satisfying as ever to shoot and move around. I enjoyed the small creek off to the side, having its own personal 3D ripples. The last map I decided to check out was Mirage, of all things. And I found water. You'd be surprised. I found one single puddle. That's it. Counter-Strike 2's impressive water got me thinking of older games and their water. I remember the Oddworld game, Munch's Odyssey, and its water blew me away. I keep saying water, but we're talking about water here. The water in Munch's Odyssey was not flat like most games at the time. The height of the water was dynamic, so the waves shifted the player's position. The detail was probably due to the fact that Munch, the character you play in the game, he's an aquatic creature, so naturally he's going to be in water a lot of the time. So, Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey, probably the most impressive water I've seen in my child life. And I wanted to open up a few other games from my childhood and see how they compare to that and Counter-Strike 2. It's not really a competition or anything, it's just interesting to see how far we have actually come. The next game I decided to boot up was Gun. Pretty much Red Dead before Red Dead, and was made 4 years after Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. So the water should be immaculate, clear, clean, drinkable. Wrong. It's easily gonna be the worst water we see today. And I thought this game came out way earlier than 2005, but it did come out in 2005. Yikes. I mean, the rest of the game, excluding the water, also kind of looks kind of bad, so it wasn't the most technically advanced video game in the world. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey is not the only Oddworld game I fell in love with back in the day. I found way more enjoyment out of the newer, released at the same time as Gun, roughly, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. But gasp! Oh no! The water is an absolute downgrade. Despite 4 whole years of technical advancements, not even the very company that made Oddworld could recreate the majesty that is Munch's Odyssey. It's probably because you don't interact with water as much in this game, and who knows what really changed over at Oddworld Inhabitants in 4 years. And at the very least, this water actually gives you feedback, unlike Gun. The next game was Fable. I mean, I've played Fable to death, and I wanted to see the original graphics. I didn't have a save there, so I had to start from the beginning. There's no water I could actually get into in the first part of the game, and it just kind of looks stale. I give it 3 Peter Molyneux out of 10. So these 4 games are basically what made up my childhood, you know, when I was a wee lad, if we're excluding Halo. I kind of like Halo, so we're going to take a look at the first 3. Halo Combat Evolved has the perfect level to be looking at water. Silent Cartographer. Before we even are able to control our character, we're looking at some prime 2001 water. It doesn't have the wave effects of Munch's Odyssey, but it's blue as fuck. And that's a full letter grade on its own. As you approach the island, you can actually see waves approaching the shore. As you may or may not know, the water in Halo 1 can actually not kill you. So we are able to freely walk under the water, or I guess frag grenades turned into flashbangs? The splashes coming from the bullets are what I expect from 2001, but at least they're there. But all in all though, this is some damn iconic water. Halo 2 is next. My favorite game of all time. Takes a fat dump on my dreams with its lame excuse for a liquid. The Anniversary Edition looks orgasmic, but this ain't about that. I know the waters of New Mombasa probably aren't gonna look nice, but this water just is not blue, doesn't have fantastical wave effects, and the ballistics are just unimpressive. Halo 3 surprised me. I guess I'm not too familiar with Halo 3's water physics all that much. I never gave it a good look. But it took a whole extra 2 years after 2005, but we have finally got water that is definitively better than Munch's Odyssey. It's blue, 3D, wavy, and has kick-ass ballistic effects. Counter-Strike 2's water is just phenomenal. Probably the best I have ever seen. But it took us a while to get here. And honestly, it's surprising how much some of the older water still holds up to this day. And I look forward to seeing how much further we go with water graphics in the future.